What is going on, comic fans? And comic fans is who I need to talk to today because being a comic fan is very interesting. There's so many facets to it, and there's so many different ways you can approach collecting comics. But in a fandom so vast, weird things happen often. And one of those things is happening in real time right now. I noticed it on Instagram, and it took me over to eBay to confirm my fears. And yes, it is happening. And I hope you don't get fooled. We're about to get into it. Let's go. Be sure to check the description down below. I got some links to some fantastic resources in this hobby, including ABX Comics and Games. If you need a place to start a pool list so you don't miss out on new comics, they got you covered. They do mail lists, all that good stuff. They are the community's comic shop. So let's get into it. It wasn't that long ago that James Gunn announces a list of upcoming DCU projects, and it sparked some new fans, some old fans. It reignited some passions. And one of those first projects he announced was Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, starring Millie Alcock. We've been seeing set photos and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of hype behind this movie, and rightfully so. There's a vacuum out there for the DC fans and the movies, and it's all coming together like butt cheeks, and it's really working out. But this movie did not really spike the price of her first appearance like many comic book movies have done over the years. When it comes to DC, a lot of the books are really high priced despite any movie spec or anything like that. And people tend to find secondary outlets of chase books. And that's what happened with Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Tom King actually did the 8-issue miniseries that this movie will be based on back in 2022. Bill Quest Everly did the art. It's a phenomenal book. This is one that I pulled and read when it came out. Highly recommend. Whether you plan on seeing the movie or not, whether you're a Supergirl fan or not, it's really just like a comic book adaptation of True Grit. And that's what its goal was, and they knocked it out of the park. It is so good. But that's not where this video stops. That's where it begins. Not long after DC got rolling with the DCU, they announced some really cool initiatives. There's some stuff they knew some new fans were going to be coming in, and they started doing stuff like the pocket size editions, the DC Finest collections. And most recently, they announced that the Dollar Tree stores across America will be carrying DC Comics, and they're going to be in these special racks that you can find in the store. They're pre-polybagged, one comic per bag, and it has a $1.25 sticker price on it. So that's pretty cool. You know, you have people shopping there that might not make it to a comic shop, get comics into their hands at a ridiculously affordable price. And these are comics ranging, they're all modern age, and they're all reprints for this purpose. And they have stuff from like the Rebirth era all the way to the modern era. And Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is one of those books. Why is that a big deal? Well, that book, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, like I mentioned, got some of that comic movie spec. It shares the name of the movie, and a lot of people went back and started picking it up and making that issue number 1 a $20 book. In more recent times, it's gone up to $30 on the low end for that issue number 1, and even more than that in some smaller situations. But what caught my attention, which you need to be careful about, especially with the way the secondary market is, or like shopping on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else, are some of these posts that I saw. This is the first one that I noticed, and it was from Batcave Comics. He had a post with a handful of these, and I'm over here wondering why you would buy a handful of them. And it says, was able to find these at cover price, which that's not true either. Certain Dollar Tree comics are worth hunting for. 2 left if anyone's interested. There's 8 of them in this picture. That means he moved 6 of them. He didn't find them at cover price because there is a barcode price on these things for $3.99. They're polybagged at $1.25. That's a little, wasn't sure what was going on, but I didn't think nothing of it. I just kept on pushing. I just assumed he's passing them out for $1.25 or cover price or something. That's cool. People can read them. Then a few days go by and another post passes me. This is a completely separate picture with like another 7-8 copies. I'm like, yo, what's going on with this? Is it because of the hype of the movie, or are these another one of those like Walmart comic pack situations where a couple of books can spike in price? And then the last one I saw that really caught my attention was this one. It was posted by Scotty Vaughn on Instagram, and he had finally found them, made out like a bandit kind of thing. Like I scored the first wave of Dollar Tree packs weren't all that, but this one's popping with that Supergirl. And I checked in the comments, and after going past a complete fight between him and another commenter, which was wild, I decided to leave a comment myself that said the Supergirls are cool, but be careful. They're reprints. I'm sure these are going to fool some folks on the secondary market, which that comment wasn't as much for Scotty as it was for other people that might see the post. And you have the whole FOMO thing, you know, and just throwing it out there, And he responded, they aren't like the first wave. The first wave were distinctly reprints. These all look like they came off the comic shop wall. They definitely could fool some folks. Even has a $3.99 barcode. Well, the original comic wasn't $3.99, and that had me thinking, I wonder what else is different. Because I had noticed something off the very first photo of one of those that I ever seen. I'm like, oh, that's cool. A reprint. And that's how I knew it was a reprint. And a lot of other people might not be catching that, especially if you get excited and buy fast. But the last one, the straw that broke the camel's back, was my buddy Fishcat posted one that I finally found them at Dollar Tree. I scored 4 of them. That's cool. But that second post or second comment under that says, get them slabbed. It's going for $150. Super false. I'm like, dude, this is worth making a video and talking on. It'd be fun. So just for clarity, the actual first print, the one that came out back in 22, that's going for $150 in a CGC graded 9.8, not the Dollar Tree ones, that one. So what are people asking for this one? I saw as low as $8.99. So this, since I started putting together this video, this one came up listed at $8.99 for the Dollar Tree one. If the first print's going for $30, you're trying to get one to fill a hole in the collection or read, $8.99 is not too far off. It does have a cover price of $3.99 and a sticker price of $1.25, but there's also those people posting them for $20 or more. And if you're unlucky, you might have some people even list them at just the regular first print price. So how do you tell the difference between these two books? Well, with them side by side, it's a little bit more obvious. But first off the bat, the whole corner is different. The entire corner. You see one's red, one's black. It's absolutely different. But we mentioned it. The barcode. The original one is a $4.99 book. Cover price, $4.99. The Dollar Tree is $3.99. But if you go back to that trade dress, that's where you notice all the differences. The Superman symbol is red on the original, blue on the reprint. You have the DC logo from 2022, and then the more recent, how they moved back to the DC Bullet. They just recently went back to the DC Bullet since James Gunn and DC Studios took off. So if you see this logo, that's the first print. If you see the new logo, that's the later print or the reprint edition. And then, of course, you have the entire thing. This one's red, that one's black. There's numerous ways to tell them apart, but definitely don't get fooled. Be careful. There's going to be a lot of people excited about this movie that want to go and potentially buy and read this story. I hope you do. It's fantastic. It's really worth your time. Only 8 issues, and it's beautifully drawn, beautifully illustrated. Absolutely worth it. But don't get fooled by it. This isn't the first time reprints are going to be thrown out there and be a little dangerous, be a risky buy, and it's not going to be the last time. New Mutants 98, the Miles Spider-Man book, there's countless reputable sellers that'll have it listed properly. But there's always those people that are out there for a dishonest buck, and you got to be careful of stuff like that. So I just felt like it'd be worth making the video, and I'm definitely curious to hear. Leave me a comment. What do you think these are worth, and have you read this story? I appreciate you watching the video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this out, let other people know, and hit that join button. It's a fantastic way of supporting the channel and getting some cool kickbacks in the process. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.